Okay, hello everyone. Good day. To continue our discussion, I will be discussing about franchising. So franchising is to some degree a cousin of licensing. So same nagkapon siya sa licensing. It is an arrangement whereby the franchisor gives the franchisee the right to use the franchisor's trade names, trademarks, business models, and know-how in a given territory for a specific time period, normally 10 years. So franchisee, this is where ang whole yun nga company or logo, the business itself is imong gipalit, but for only 10 years. So in exchange, the franchisor gets royalty payments and other fees. So magbayad ka for subscription na yearly, kay imo magigamit ang ilang name, let's say Jollibee. So the package would include the marketing plan, the operating manuals, the standards, the training, the financial assistance, and even territorial rights and quality monitoring. Like example sa Jollibee, so lahi-lahi na sila mga franchise. I think kabantay mo nang sa malls nga mga kanang ginagmay nga stands like Taco Queen or nasa third floor sa Robinson ng mga potato fries. Good as franchise na sila nga mga businesses. Okay? So, gipalit ra sila sa isa ka investor. So, we have for global expansion of a franchise, the method of choice is often master franchising. So, global expansion of a franchise, more on focus on master franchising. So, with this system, the franchisor gives a master franchise to local entrepreneur who will in turn sell local franchise within his territory. Like examples, McDonald's. McDonald's is actually based in the US. So, ilang nag-franchise ang McDo diri sa Philippines o mga nag-franchise lang po kay mga Pilipino. Okay, so they own McDonald's but ang ilahang brand nga gipalit is US based. So the territory could be a certain region within a country or a group of countries. So depende. Kasi for example, ako, magpalit ko og 7-Eleven para ako magtukod og mga 7-Eleven franchisee here sa Bukidnon. So that's an example. Lahi-lahi na sila ha. O kuan, lahi-lahi na sila og franchisee or owner sa certain businesses like 7-Eleven, Jollibee, McDo. So for instance, we have Domino's Pizza. So Domino's Pizza Group or DPG is a UK-based master franchisee for the pizza delivery brand with exclusive rights to operate and franchise Domino's Pizza stores in Britain, Ireland, and Germany. So usually the master franchise holder agrees to establish a certain number of outlets over a given time horizon. So we have Domino's Pizza. Ano yung pinakasikat sa UK as well as US na pizzahan? O siya Greenwich sa ato So ay Greenwich or Yellow Cab. I think kana Yellow Cab mo man at ng uso or Shakey's in general. So let's say si Domino's UK based man ni siya. So nalo siya store sa Britain, Ireland, and Germany. But ilara nang gina-limit. Kaya nga naman, kung sobraan na pod kadaghanan ni franchise sa ilaha, medyo kuan na, kana bitang exhausted na ang market. So matagak nga murag sumo or mugamay ang ilang value. So that's why medyo gamay or isa-isa ra ka store ang gina-open per country or per city para ma-lessen ang pag-cause o kana bitang early saturation sa market. Okay? So that is an example for franchising. So what is its advantages? So the advantages of franchising is the companies capitalize on a winning business formula by expanding overseas with a minimum amount of investment. So you are already capitalizing. That means using a successful business. Okay, most of the time when we say mag-franchise ta, katuyod lang sure nga successful na nga business. So you are going to expand that by branching out or franchising all over the world. Bahalag murag minimum ata kay milyon depende sa unsa kadako sa company. Let's say for Jollibee probably 5 million. siguro, right? That's an example. Or i-franchising rin kay, let's say, si Local Coffee. Si Local Coffee, I guess, nag-franchise na siya. Hindi man siya franchise, nag-con man nun sila, extend lang. Let's say, for example, nag-franchise na siya sa Valencia. So, probably that would cost at least 500,000 or up to, 300,000 up to 500,000 ata ilang franchisee. Given nga small pa man nga business si Local Coffee. But when it comes to Jollibee, or kana ba itong typical stand ganyan makita sa mall, actually that cost millions. Or minimum of 800,000. Bisag ka ng tako-tako queen nga gamay, mudagan nag-inga ng iyahang franchisee nga cost. Okay? So that is actually a minimum. Barato ra na siya compared if ikaw mismo magtukod og imong business. So political risk for the rights owners are very limited nga naman because again, kung when we say franchising ang mga ay imong i-follow kay katong unsa ang gi-stipulate sa imong main na office. So that's it for them. Let's say for example, dapat neutral daw ang Jollibee, wa daw sila i-promote na political nga side. So dapat ikaw pod kay dili yun ka magpadala, okay? Na wala kay kuan nga politiko. Kay mo man ang inyong mo man naka-state sa inyong kontrata under the franchise. Kaya again, mo follow ra ka sa main or sa, okay, what do you call that one? The master franchisee. Okay? Mo follow ka sa master nga kontrata kung sa ilang gina-state. So that means if you remain neutral, dapat neutral, di ka mag-apil-apil into political siguro nga mga risk. Since the franchisees' profits are directly tied to their efforts, franchisees are usually highly motivated. With franchisee, as long as example, okay, nakakuan na franchise na kag Jollibee, so ikaw na din maningkamot og pa profit. Ikaw na din bahala gigaan na tika og kuan ang formula, mga process, i-train na nako ang imong mga people, ikaw na din bahala kung saan yung kusog pa gyud sa imong market. Probably more on heavy nga marketing or magpakulo ba ka sa Jollibee like na kay mga kids party, na kay mga themes every month like for Valentine's, mag-design ba ka dira or na ba kay pakulo like BTS meal and so on and so forth. So, depende sa imo. So the franchisor can also capitalize on the local franchisee's knowledge of the local marketplace. Actually, ang nakanais po kay siya beneficial sa franchisor as well as the franchisee. Nga naman, kasi franchisor na siya idea, mo din yung Philippines. Nga ni day lahang gusto ng mga food. So akong i-change ako menu sa Jollibee or sa McDo para maganahan ang mga Pinoy. Based on my franchisees, ingon sila nga, pwede ba i-change ang menu kay uban nga mga Pinoy nga ganahan og coffee float, ang uban dili, or mas mo prefer sila og chicken with rice, and so on and so forth. So they often have a much better understanding of local customs and laws than the foreign firm. So, marga po ga-take sila og mga information from the local franchisees, si franchisor, or si, let's say, master franchisee, from ideas or knowledge gathered from all their mga franchise. Okay? So, maras lang share of information. That's for the advantage. Well, for the disadvantages of franchising, the franchisor's income stream is only a fraction of what it would be if the company held an equity stake in the foreign venture. Actually, kung ikaw manggod franchisor or tag-iya sa main nga business, gamay ra imong income. Kaya nga naman, ang income ra nimo kay based ra sa imuhang royalty. Okay? Kung what if mabawi ra sa isa ka tuig ang royalty di ay, that means ang opportunity cost unta nga imuha unta to imo maghatag sa lain. So that is why the opportunity cost of the franchisor is high for this. Kaya nga naman, kung ikaw mismo unta nagtukod og Jollibee, imuha unta tanan halin. But nakaon naman si franchisee, so daw pa siya potential nga mag-grow. So firms with little or no name recognition typically face a major challenge finding interested partners in the foreign market. So ikaw nga dili ka recognize ang pangalan or sa imong company, probably maglisod ka og pangita og partner sa market. Kaya nga naman, di man kailado. Let's say, for example, kuan, nakay business. Imong business kay kuan kanang McD o McD daw ang ngalan. McDo ug Jollibee. Okay, let's say for example mo na imong business. Si McD is not as popular as McDonald's and Jollibee. So that means maglisod ka pangita og mo franchise sa imong business. Nga naman, di man kahalin di man kailado. Okay? So that's an example. Maglisod ka og interested partners nga mag-invest sa imong company or mag-franchise sa imong business itself. So finding suitable franchisees or a master franchisee can be a stumbling block in many markets. Maglisod kag pangita og mga mo franchise or ma-franchisean. Kaya nga naman, kay it's very kuan kay ang market saturated probably or wala kay gusto mo kuan sa imong business, hindi siya halinon in general. So a major concern is that the lack of full control over the franchisee's operations and marketing strategies. So wala pod kay full control again sa operations and market kay mo follow ra ka sa main nga business. Okay, kumaingon sila nga kanang ang atong theme for this year sa Philippines nga McDonald's is BTS. So mag BTS pud gyud mo tanan. Wala kay choice kundi mo follow. So that's an example. So wala kay control, mo follow ka sa main business. We have IKEA or IKEA. IKEA's franchisee in Saudi Arabia posted a women-free version of the company's catalog on IKEA Saudi website. So that means woman-free version from the company's catalog. That means mostly mga lalaki ang naadadto. Okay? So photos of the original IKEA catalog were doctored so that they did not show any images of women. Yan naman, kung magbutang magud ka og mga dagway daw sa babae, sa mga posters kay probably kain siya og kuan more imo daw gina-sexualize ang women or example mo daw ang reason. Okay? So that means ilang mga catalog kay gi-change especially sa ilang website. So ang models kay gipang doctor or Photoshop para mawala ang mga women gilisag siguro og mga lalaki. So the sanitized version was soon discovered by the Swedish press and news about the photo edit spread rapidly around the world online. So that means, kuan, again si IKEA sa Saudi Arabia kay naman sa women-free version sa ilang catalog. So that means murag na-trigger ang tanan nga hello, ngano nga na sila. Okay, ngano sila ni follow sa standard dapat na may women. Dapat ipakita man nga inclusive ang IKEA. But what they did is giwala ang mostly mga tao ay mga babae dito. Okay, Photoshop. So the IKEA issued an apology and promised to review its routines in response to the issue. Given the largely intangible nature of many franchising systems, cultural hurdles can also create a problem. Kaya nga naman, again, need mo nga uniform tanan. So natingala lang sila kaya nung gi-change ni Saudi Arabia IKEA Saudi Arabia ang ilahang catalog. Okay, so medyo lisod mo follow sa norm or sa nga uniform ang inyong business or mga franchisees kung ang culture ang ato ang problem. Kaya nga naman, let's say, in Saudi, again, bawal ang women in websites and so on and so forth. So that's an example. So that's for franchising. I hope that's clear. Again, you will more siya og licensing but focus on owning. Mura kag nag-own mismo a copy of the main nga company. Okay? While for licensing, at least nag-own na kag part. This one is nag-own ka og whole nga company itself. Licensing, part of the whole or part of the main company. While for franchising, a copy of the whole company itself. We also have joint ventures and alliances. So joint ventures prove to be the most viable way to enter the foreign markets, especially emerging markets. Ngano kaya? Ano mas better si joint venture? So with a joint venture, the foreign company agrees to share equity and other resources with other partners to establish a new entity in the host country. So that means you are under a partnership with other companies, especially itong mga companies nga naa sa market in a foreign market. So strategic alliances refer to a broader form of partnership, a coalition of two or more organizations to achieve strategically significant goals that are mutually beneficial. Strategic alliance. So you two are helping yourself. Gitabangan nimo ang foreign nga company, mo expand sa imong local company. At the same time, gitabangan po gani foreign company mo move mo kuan pod mo expand outside sa ilang local nga market. So in some cases, alliance partners will seal the tie-up by investing in one another. So most of the time, tabangan ka pasulod sa ilang country, okay, sa isa ka business. At the same time, imupod siyang tabangan nga mo gawas sa ilang country, mag-market. So that is strategic alliance. So partnerships may be created between competitors, between suppliers and manufacturers, between companies and distributors, or even between firms and government institutions or NGOs. So depende kung sa kinsa makipag-partner with whoever they want. Okay? So nana sa inyong discretion. If you want to partner with competitor, with other manufacturer or supplier, and so on and so forth, kung asa ka mas profitable or advantageous. So firms may use partnerships to improve the effectiveness of their branding strategies. So these can take the form of brand alliances in which the partners put their brands or logo on the same product. Again, I guess familiar mo ani kani bitong strategy nga giuban tanan ay giuban ang brand, duha ka brand, okay? We have some example. We have Fuji Xerox, Hero Honda, Indian motorbike nga brand. Or let's say for example, BTS ug McDo, BTS meal. So BTS is actually more another company, then McDo is another one. Another example, kanang nagkuan sila collab. So we call it collab right now. Yung mga products ga collab. Let's say, Nike and I think bago nga shoes na release sa Nike kay Nike and Tiffany and Co. Or Nike and murag Nike and Uniqlo or mga ingana or Nike, Kobe Bryant, okay, kanang mga people or mga artista. Kobe and Nike, mga dunks, I think mo na ginatawag na dunks, and so on and so forth. So, two companies tend to collaborate with one another. So, we have also, I think, kung gadgets kay kabantay man ata mo, let's say, kaning ako ang laptop, it is an Acer na laptop, pero ang yan speaker kay Dolby. Familiar mo with Dolby nga sound? So that's an example, Dolby. So another example kay kung cellphone, let's say Samsung nga processor o camera sa Sony. Okay? Samsung processor and Sony camera. So perfect siguro nga combination. So in some cases, the collaboration could result in newly created brand name. Okay, brand name daw ang ma-create nila. So we have Nestle as an example. So the ready-to-drink tea brand is one of the best-known example. In 2001, Coca-Cola and Nestle set up beverage partnership worldwide as a 50-50 joint venture to expand Nestle in Europe, Canada, and some other markets. So by combining forces, the two firms hoped they could compete more effectively against Unilever's Lipton tea brand. So nag-collab si Coca-Cola ug Nestle para makahimo og Nestea para i-compete kay Unilever's Lipton nga tea brand. I guess familiar mo with Lipton, sikat kayo. So di pa mapapildi si Coke ug si Nestle, nahimo sila Nestea. So that is an example of newly created nga brand name. So si Nestea mismo, another brand name made by Coke and Nestle. I think napatoy uban nga mga brand names. So kamo na bahala kung sa to sila. You can search those one. Next would be companies could also use cross-border alliances for distributing their goods in the host markets or to bolster their global new product development effort. So they can use this cross-border alliance to again distribute ilang product at the same time mas mudaghan ang ilahang product development. Kay probably dili lang na lang naghimo na patoy other nga mga products. So a case in point is a joint venture that Coca-Cola and Sanofi. Coca-Cola ug Sanofi po daw, a French multinational healthcare company set up to develop and market health drinks in French pharmacies. So na daw sila new nga health drink, si Sanofi ug si Coke. So under the partnership, Coca-Cola agreed to develop a new range of healthier beverages. So under the brand name Beautific Onibule, while Sanofi would oversee the distribution. So nado sila product gihimo si Beautific Onibule. So si Sanofi daw ang nag-oversee sa distribution. So that is an example for a joint venture and strategic alliance. So depending on the equity stake, three forms of partnership can be distinguished. Na po tayo forms of partnership. So sometimes we have majority, more than 50% ownership. So it depends sa inyong sabot or 50-50 mo or less than 50% imong ownership. So depende sa imong share, contribute sa company. So the more you can contribute, the higher probably ang imong share. So huge infrastructure or high-tech projects that demand a large amount of expertise and money often involve multiple foreign and local partnership. Labi nag mas demandable or mas dako siya nga project. So that means dako nga kwarta ang need nimo dako nga kwarta ang need nimo ipahin for this project or partnership. So another distinction is between cooperative and equity joint ventures. So we have cooperative joint venture. So it is an agreement for the partners to collaborate but does not involve any equity investment. So ang collaboration, it could be under cooperative. Let's say mag-share mo ug mga ideas. So we have this example. One partner might contribute manufacturing technology, whereas the other partner provide access to distribution channel. Example, ni Coke ug ni Sanofi. Matalak na si Coke ang mag-produce while si Sanofi mag-distribute. So under sila sa cooperative joint venture, dili other investment ang ilang ay dili kwarta ang ilang invest but more on their equity or asset like technology kay Coke, distribution channel kay Sanofi. Cooperative joint ventures are quite common for partnership between multinational companies and local players in the emerging markets. So a good example of the collaborative approach is Cisco. I guess familiar mo with Cisco. Cisco is actually murag number one when it comes to routers in the US. That's we have Globe, diba? Globe and mostly Globe raman. I think sa Pilipinas po, Cisco ni actually ang provide og mga router, kana bitong pang expand sa inyong Wi-Fi. So they have a collaborative approach sa Asia. So instead of investing its own sales force, Cisco builds a partnership with hardware vendors like IBM, consulting firms, or system integrators, Singapore-based Datacraft. So these partners in essence act as front people for Cisco. So they are the ones that sell and install Cisco's routers and switches. So that means kani sila ang bahala og kuan kanang himo, okay, hardware vendors sila ang okay, gaanti mo og unsaon pa ay silang rather here sila ang ga-provide sa hardware, kuan sa product, ga-produce sa product, ga-sell sa product, and so on and so forth. Gibutang sa system, sa product. But ang main recipe kaigikan sa Cisco itself. Okay? So the ones that sell and install are those katong in collaboration with the main company nga Cisco itself. So that's it for the cooperative joint venture. Well, for an equity joint venture, is an arrangement in which the partners agree to raise capital in proportion to the equity stakes agreed upon. Equity joint means more focus on capital or money. So the partners in an equity joint venture each contribute capital and resources in exchange for an equity stake and share in any resulting profit. So that means more on focus on kwarta. Kwarta ra ang inyong share. So we have advantages of joint venture and alliances. So these are joint venture entail much more control over the operation than other mode of entry. Kaya naman, you are going to collaborate with one company. So that means unsay himuon kaya maka-apekto sa imong partner at the same time unsay himuon maka-apekto sa imo. So that means the more good decisions you make or the more investment you make to make the company grow, the better. So the synergy argument is another compelling reason for setting up a joint venture. Synergy means naamoy spark or naamoy chemistry. Let's say Coke and Sanofi or Coca-Cola and Nestle. So they are focused on beverage. Okay. So another example, isa may nag-collab. That's di man si Tesla. Kung nag-collaborate ng mga kuan products. I guess familiar mo ano yung mga products. So, let's say si Nike o si Gucci or si Louis Vuitton. That means nag-produce sila og luxury nga mga sapatos or sinina for fashion. So, partnerships not only means a sharing of capital and risk. So, not just capital and risk, but other nga mga factors ang ilang share. So, other possible contributions brought in by the local partner include land, raw materials, expertise on the local environment, such as culture, the legal, political, access to distribution network, personal contacts with suppliers, and relation with government officials. So they are sharing both knowledge, okay, from main company to the local company. So combined with the foreign partner skills and resources, these inputs offer the key to a successful market entry. Because again, the more partners you have in the local country, mas kasabot pud ka unsaang how they operate. Doon din ka mo adjust. So we have this example, Sony Ericsson, familiar mo with Sony, na siya partnership offer. So they tie up with Ericsson's technology prowess and strong links to wireless operators with Sony's marketing skills and expertise in consumer electronics. So the tie-up combined again technologies, links and wireless operator and other nga mga companies in the tech nga industry. So each partner stood to gain from helping the other grow in the regions where it was weak, such as Japan for Ericsson and Europe for Sony. Kaya lahi daw ni sila nga company, si Sony ug si Ericsson. Si Sony itself is a brand, si Ericsson pod lahi. Kaya nga naman, si Ericsson kay sa Japan, si Europe kay si Sony. So sila nag-combine. So in late 2011, almost exactly 10 years after they formed the alliance, the company split in good terms when Sony announced it would buy out Ericsson's 50 share of the business for 1.5 billion and renamed the entity Sony Mobile Communications. Sa una, Sony Ericsson, karon kay gipalit niya ang whole company para mahimo siya og Sony Mobile Communications. So that is an advantage of joint venture. Pwede nimo mapalit ang imong partner kay tsada naman inyong chemistry. Both of you are good together. So that's why dako gyud siya og potential if kamo duha is isahon. So it also have disadvantages. So lack of trust and mutual conflicts between the partner firms. Maupo niyang another problem. Basta hindi ka ganahan o di ka gasalig sa imong kauban. Wala mo'y kana bitang dili mo mutually understanding each other. So naay conflict yun mahitabo. Di mo magkasinabot permi. So conflicts can arise over matters such as strategies, resource allocation, transfer pricing, ownership, critical assets like technologies and brand names. So it could be based on strategy or resources, kwarta, ownership ang inyong mga ginaawayan. Mostly mo umani ang inyong focus profit or unsa inyong mag-gain with each other. So we have this example in 1948 daw, Honda and the Hero Group set up a joint venture to manufacture and sell motorbikes. So under the Hero Honda brand name in India. Honda would provide the technology while Hero would handle the marketing. Si Hero Honda daw nga brand sa India. So motorbike. So through the Hero Honda brand became one of the leading motorcycle brands in India. The relationship grew increasingly troublesome. Halangan no kayong troublesome. Honda was reluctant to give its Indian partner access to its technological expertise. Di unta niya gusto ipakita or i-release iyang expertise ni kay Hero, okay, ni Honda. So in 1999, Honda set up a wholly owned subsidiary. 5 years after this subsidiary became a direct competitor for Hero Honda motorbikes when it started producing motorbikes. So nahitabo naghimo pod og own nga business si Honda, nagtukod pud siya. So nag-compete sila sa iyahang partner. So in 2010, following a string of issues, the two partners called it quits. Nagbulag na din ang Honda o Hero Honda. So nagbulag na din sila kaya di man gusto i-share ni Honda ang iyahang technological expertise. Kaya again, basin ma-copy. Okay? So conflicting objectives between partners is another disadvantage. Di mo magkasinabot sa inyong goals. What if ang isa profit, ang isa kay kuan lang ang iyang gusto? Friendship. So cultural strains between partners spur mistrust and mutual conflict. So the more nga di pud mo culturally magkasinabot like kuan sa Saudi kay very conservative, nya sa US kay grabe ka democratic. So mahitabo nga di yun mo magkasinabot when it comes to advertisement siguro kay gusto ka nga na mga sexy nga bae kay US based man imuhang company or gusto ka og more women para mas maka-attract og men or mga buyers. But in Saudi, bawal di ay. So probably with the cultural strains, na yung conflict, na misunderstanding, and mawala ng trust. So we have example here. Auto Latina, a joint venture set up by Ford Motor Co. and Volkswagen AG in Latin America, was dissolved after 7 years in spite of the fact that it remained profitable to the very end. Wala man nagkasinabot si Ford ug si Volkswagen. Probably kay based on taste, ila sigurong kuan siguro, ang taste siguro, preferences, wala ka ba. Kaya naman, halinon man ang ilang masakyan pero diid sila magkasinabot. We don't know why. So cultural differences, probably it is because of cultural differences. So between the German and American managers were a major factor. So German ug American daw nga managers kay kawan. So one participating executive noted that there were good intentions behind Auto Latina's formation, but they never really overcame the Volkswagen Ford culture shock. Okay, na culture shock daw ang duha. Kaya lahi biya ang mga, let's say, again, US is very democratic or open country, while Germany is very medyo strict to siguro kay sila. So when trouble undermines the joint venture, the partners can try to resolve the conflict via mechanisms built into the agreement. So if possible, try to resolve the conflict. So focus mas agreement. So if a mutually acceptable resolution is not achievable, the joint venture is scaled back or dissolved. If di din mo magkasinabot, dissolve with sa inyong partnership. Mag-iya-iya na lang. So for instance, a joint venture between Unilever and Aki in South Korea broke up after 7 years following disagreement over a brand strategies for new products, resource allocation, advertising support, and brand ownership. So like this one, na gid sila nagkasinabot, nagbulag daw si Unilever o si Aki after 7 years. Okay. Okay, I guess I'll end my discussion here. I will continue my discussion in the next part. So thank you everyone and good day. If you have any questions, feel free to message me anytime. I hope that's clear for joint ventures and franchising. Bye everyone and have a good day.